Morning, guys. Right, so last night I was really tired. Well, I wasn't tired. Well, I was tired. I went and had something to eat in the pub, and I'd hardly vaped all day again. I had a vape in the pub as I always do. And then I came home. It was early, and sat and tried to watch a bit of telly, and I felt really cold. My back was a bit nippy and sore, so I thought, well, I'll just go lie down and warm up a bit. And I've checked on my Fitbit, and this was at like 9 o'clock. I think I must have gone for a lie down, maybe getting on for 9 o'clock. And yeah, I fell asleep, and my partner came in from work, gave me a kiss. Now, the intention was to get back up with him, watch a bit of telly, have a bit of smoke, and what have you. The actuality of it was that I slept through until it was gone about 1 o'clock. When I woke up, I was on his side of the bed with all of his pillows, because for the first time in I do not know how long, I was able to comfortably sleep on my side. I've not been able to sleep on my side comfortably without hurting myself, like so that I'm sore the next day or in pain the next day or something, for it's got to be about 3 or 4 years now. Seriously, 3 or 4 years of not being able to. So you can sleep on your back for so long, and sleeping on your back is really, really good for your posture. Well, it's been good for my posture. I suppose it depends on the person and how you sleep and all that. But what I found was sleeping on my back with the pillow underneath my knees to support my lower back and prevent any overstretching. And when I first started doing this, I was sleeping with no pillow. No pillow. I started going lower and lower and lower, and eventually I just ditched the pillow. And I'm not entirely sure why. It needed doing. It doesn't make sense, but I was comfy like that. And maybe, yeah, no, it can't be, yeah, maybe it is what messed my neck up a little bit, but it felt good at the time, and do you know what I mean? And my neck is now, I think today's the first day I've woken up. I popped a little knot there, a little one there, but it's now mainly very much just whatever muscles you have remaining in the top of your head. And I know that there's some small bands of muscles there and at the back. I don't know quite how high up internally, but then don't forget you've got your face muscles. And like, I'm going to look silly now, but it's important. I've started stretching my facial muscles. How many people stretch the facial muscles, right? Okay, so, oh, and that cracks all your jaw underneath there. And you do pull fully silly faces. But if you do it at home in front of a mirror, or not in front of a mirror, just whatever. I mean, I've just cracked all underneath there, some bits in there. I mean, I had that temporomandibular, the thing that's wrong with the bone in your jaw. So my dentist basically told me that I was chewing like a cow. Go figure. And so, yeah. Anyway, I'm getting off the point. Today's video is the fact that, yeah, I got up, I had a quick smoke because I couldn't get straight back to sleep. I was back asleep by at least gone 2, according to my Fitbit. And I've had over 10 hours sleep. Now, I maybe made a slight mistake of having a 3 cannabinoid mix blend of chocolates at 2 o'clock-ish. No, it'll have been about gone 1 to make sure that I got back to sleep. Because my brain wakes up and I feel as though I'm not going to get tired again. And yeah, today I've got a lot of stuff to do and I still feel really tired. 10 hours sleep. So I have got stashed, because I very, very rarely dare used it. I'm tensing up now, I need to stop it. I'm getting excited and it's making my shoulders come up. I've got to try and keep a constant state of calm, and I'm having to learn. This is a long learning process. It's complex PTSD. I'll talk to you again, not now because I've got far too much today about the Kundalini thing. But if you've got a chance, Google unprepared Kundalini awakening. I don't know if it's a thing or not, or if it's this. I'm sure there's some science behind it, but the fact is there is something to it. And it was a lady. I'm trying to find an empty tub. I'm going to have to just mix some shishka berry in with a bit of green gelato for bedtime, aren't I? That'll be a nice bedtime mix. Right, so nice clean empty tub. Where's my Gorilla Glue gone and where's my grinder? I know you're probably saying, why don't you just use it straight out the grinder? And I'm thinking, God, I am tired, aren't I? I should have just used it straight out the grinder. Oh my word. Yeah, so yeah, unprepared Kundalini awakening. And then type in your symptom, whatever your symptom may be it restless leg syndrome, frozen shoulder, fibromyalgia, anything, literally anything. Type your symptom in and type unprepared Kundalini awakening. And there is, it's not a load of bollocks. I always thought spirituality and all that type of stuff, chakras, and it was a load of rubbish. And a lot of people probably still would, and probably still do. But I'm hoping to become living proof of the fact that if you've got blockages in your body, which I saw, there's knots, they were basically blockages, stopping energy from flowing through my body. Now, call it a chakra blockage, call it a muscle blockage, call it whatever type of blockage you want, but my body was all blocked up. I keep talking to people about fascial tissue. I can't spell it without writing it down. But it's, you know, if you've heard of myofascial syndrome, it's nothing to do with your face. It's to do with your fascia. God, I haven't smelled that for a long time. Oh, it's gone a bit, the smell. It's not strong. I've had it too long. God, when's this from? God, it's from December. So, I suppose technically, are you allowed to keep old prescription weed as a stash and it still be legal? I don't bloody know. I mean, I've still got the month before shishka berry left because I'm using that little. I'm going to have to put a little bit of hemp tea in with it just to prevent any anxiety. And like I say, this is what I'm using at the moment, only because it's the cheapest stuff around. New Hemp do some lovely strains. My friend at Excite Life for Life, she does some lovely strains, but when it's 80p a gram, I'm sorry, but I can't afford to be paying any more than that. And this stuff is 80p a gram, and it just, well, I don't know. I don't care if it's past safety testing or whatever. I don't care if they've lied on the safety analyses. I'm fine with this. This to me is hemp tea. I'm assuming it's been lab tested to only have the amount of CBD in that's supposed to. But I need to put a new battery in my tiny. I decided to go in my tiny because I thought it might make it a bit quicker. And all I've done is waffle. But I really, really need to wake up, get a shower, and get to this optician's appointment, which actually is something else I can chat about. So, I'll keep talking now, because I need to find a new battery. Where are you? Battery, here, battery. Battery's here. Oh, crikey. Oh. Today's the first day that I'm not really stiff anyway. Got a little bit of stiffness in my back and I'm thinking the shower will sort that out. But it's like, I've got itching. So I itch in the places where I used to be in pain. And I'm talking like a few days ago, where I had mass muscle spasms, tension and everything. But I seem to be really, really managing to get on top of it. And posture. I think that's all I've got to say about that. Yeah. You get the importance of posture. I'll do a video. That's the Kundalini posture thing, though. It's all the same thing, really. Right, so I always leave this on the constant, so I give it the 1, 2, 3. And actually, a lady in my DMs was asking about vapes and prices. And I'll send her this video. And I think it was a lady. I can't remember. It had a cat as a picture, I think, so it's impossible to tell. Oh, I might be advising a cat on what type of vaporizer to buy. Right then. I know I seem really awake, but as soon as I stop talking, I'll be... I just sort of I'd just sit there and be like, I've got no energy. I'm talking. And yeah, I need to slow my talking down as well, don't I? So my mother to be in my what is it to be, my mother-in-law to be, that's it. She's German, because of course my partner is half German, and I talk too fast for her. Now this is already at temperature. And yeah, I actually managed to have a phone call with her yesterday where she understood me. My head's trying to pull back and I'm trying to make sure that I sit with correct posture. Oh, and crack out my jaw there. Yeah, so I'm trying to slow myself down, slow my nervous system down, my it's one of your parasympathetic system, which is very much involved in fight or flight. I also talk fast because I'm autistic. I'm hyperactive. I was a hyperactive child. I talk fast also because of anxiety. I talk fast because I feel as though I've not been listened to all my life, and I'm told I shout a lot, and I do shout to raise my voice because I feel as though I've not been listened to all my life. So let's see if this wakes me up a bit. But yeah, if I wasn't talking to you, I'd be falling asleep. And I've got an optician appointment at 12. Oh God, what time is it? 12:15, I think. I'll just double check. They sent me a text yesterday. Sidecar appointment 12:15. Luckily, it's just down the road. So I was reading basically, Kat has done a lot of research. Do you remember Canna from UK, the big account with 20k followers? Well, that's my best mate, Kat, who I managed to get on camera briefly. She had her account shut down, and it was qualified as being spam, mainly because she was trying to educate people about cannabis, and Elon Musk didn't turn it then, and I'm assuming that they weren't keen on the fact that we were putting out positive memes. So she came across some old research that pointed out that CBD can cause an increase in ocular pressure. Now we know that cannabis modulates, regulates. It doesn't boost or reduce with other stuff, but then does it? It's a regulating. See, the trouble is in this country we do not know enough about it. I mean, my blood pressure, I'd done my blood pressure yesterday, and I've not had any CBD, not massive amounts like I usually do, for well over a week now. I can't even remember when I started taking that CBG. And I mean, like I said, I've been using that one from Holistic Hemp. Their paste, I should have stopped the CBD to do the trial, but I was too scared to, because I was scared of my hand coming out of remission, my complex regional. But it doesn't seem to be coming out of remission. Now, I haven't increased my THC level. If anything, I've reduced it. I'm hardly vaping. Don't really do edibles that much. I always put all my decarbed flour into coconut oil and reuse that. So I do have that every day. But I don't really bother with edibles so much because I'm nervous of too much THC giving me anxiety. Although that might have been a functional neurological thing, and it might have been me just being... See, because I've got a functional neurological disorder, and because of how I am, I'm not saying that everybody with a functional neurological disorder is the same, and I'm not saying that every functional neurological disorder is the same. They have different severities, they've been brought on by different things. Some have been psychological trauma, some have been... I've had both, but I haven't had I have actually. I've cracked my head a few times, haven't I? So it's difficult to say, but the fact is, and I think my autism also helps, because it's very easy for my brain to rationalise and sort of overcome what somebody else might not be able to overcome and rationalise out. So, I don't know, how can I put it? So there was a time I was microdosing magic mushrooms, and I was getting low on magic mushrooms. I ran out, and I was worried about the depression coming back. So to start off with, to convince my brain of the placebo effect working, I was going into the cupboard where I used to get my magic mushroom capsule from and taking an empty capsule. And then I started just going into the cupboard and not taking a capsule, pretending to take a capsule. And then I just stopped going into the cupboard. Now, I didn't really notice any difference. So the brain can overpower things, and it did teach me a lot. You can create an illness. I created MS, multiple sclerosis. I had symptoms of multiple sclerosis. And yes, I've still not had a brain scan to rule it out, but I don't think I'd have improved this much if it was MS. But I had spasticity, and I'd given it to myself. That's the power of the mind. So the functional neurological disorder with me means that if I convince myself something is going to do something, like the nocebo effect, then I will very much get the negative nocebo. Crikey, this is strong. What temperature setting have I got it on? Oops, I turned it up to night time setting. It's on number 5. Oops, oh well. Sorry, just a second. I'm like trying to work out if it's waking me up or sending me to sleep. But then again, I did have a microdose of my new medicine as well, the MD. I'll try to not mention that in my weed videos. Not getting much vape off it. That's a bit better. But yeah, slowly waking up. But yeah, the thing with the ocular pressure, so we all know that CBD is supposed to regulate and what have you. But with the ocular pressure, I'm now trying to work out, because glaucoma runs in my family, but cannabis is used to treat glaucoma. Right, so whole plant, we all know that whole plant is the best way to go. Do not separate it out. THC on its own can damage your bones without the CBD there to keep them strong. CBD on its own, too much of it, could it be dangerous? I don't know. These are things that we really need to find out properly through whatever research we can. And at the moment, I mean, for the last 5 years, I've been a lab research rat on myself. I mean, I've been testing stuff out and tweeting and telling you all about it. But I am getting a hell of a lot better. Although today I just need to find some energy. Come on, Gorilla Glue. I mean, well, I always have coffee in the morning, but this morning I was like, I need caffeine. I slept for 10 hours. Seriously, 10 hours. Broken. Oh, crikey. Back of my neck needed to crack. One of the best ways is to... So if you get tightness in the sides... No, I need to try and do this without flashing my tits at everybody. I know I need to jump in the shower, but I thought this might wake me up and I wanted to share it with you. It's doing that. But... those parts at the back, so... Oh, that cracks that one. Doesn't always work on that side, so I have to do it again. And then it cracks it. Now, my physiotherapist, when this first started out 3 years ago, don't crack your neck, you'll become addicted to it. So, the bits of my neck that I've cracked out already, they don't need cracking out no more. It's very much under there, high bits. So, I'd actually be quite keen to get my physiotherapist on a Zoom call sometime, maybe to discuss, because my body has gone through a full reconstruction. Like, because of changing my posture and because of my OCD, I have literally forced myself into attempting to get perfect posture. And yeah, I've messed it up a few times, and I've absolutely no help from the NHS. But I did get a referral back to the neurologist yesterday. Finally. And they are going to put me in for another ECG because my last one was showing crap and my heart's a bit fucked at the moment, which is another reason why I might be tired. I don't know, my heart rate monitor's showing my heart is very compromised, like in the 20s usually. That's the heart rate variability thing. And I spoke with Kat, and I mean, she's got cancer, and hers is 85, and the higher the better. So yeah, I need another ECG. But I've also been very stressed recently with job. I mean, a full year of waiting from the last ECG. With FMD, that's enough to make my heart start acting weird, just to get the doctors to look at it more. And it's like, yesterday I went and got the neurology referral. Today I wake up and I'm like, oh, relaxed. No tight bits. Up there, that hurts a little bit. That's tight. But, do you know what I mean? It's like, stretch my chest out. I don't know, it's been a 5-year process. Well, 2018, July was when I first started, and I did the Brighton Green Pride, and I had the space cake instead of using morphine. Then, of course, I had to ditch the shoes in order to walk, purely because of dystonia. Right, that's dead, and that has not woken me up one. Or has it? I don't know. Have I woken up at all? I know, but I don't. Trouble is, I've stopped really smoking. I say smoking, but I don't smoke it. Oh, damn, I just poured my water on the floor. Yeah, yeah, I don't vape during the day really much. Yesterday I did because I had a speeding awareness course. Yes, embarrassing, but I did it. And my anxiety was fine all the way through. I said to the instructor at the start, I said, I might need to move around. You might see me standing up and stretching, this, that and the other. I explained to him I was on a cannabis prescription, that'd be vaping. He's fine. And I managed to sit all the way through it. And it wasn't actually that bad. So if you ever get given the offer of doing one of these speed awareness courses, I know you only save a £5 and it gets you 3 points wiped off. But for the people that say, I'd rather just pay the extra £5 and get the points, it's not actually that bad. You can do it online. You can sit there, you can chill, you can have your cup of tea, coffee. It's actually quite a bit funny if you get the right instructor. The guy that I had was ace, he was sound. And he you know what I mean? For me with autism, he put me at ease. Anyway, getting off the point yet again. Opticians, so I am going to go. And like I said, I've not had any, well, I've had the odd bit of CBD. And my complex regional seems to be staying pretty calm, although the real test will be my knee as well, but that's for another time. Time's marching, I need to get a shower. Oh my god. See, I haven't had the shower energy to get a shower the last couple. Yesterday I thought, I'll go get something to eat, that'll wake me up, and then I'll be able to jump in the shower and then go to bed after a nice shower. I came home, I was that stuffed from eating a steak. I just had sort of stuff like, I'm tired, I'm off for a lie down. So yeah, right, so yeah, let me get myself ready. And I'm going to discuss with the optician about the ocular pressure, because it doesn't make sense. We do need to do more research into this with the glaucoma and what's needed. Kat says full plant, that makes sense, because she's usually right. But then are there places where they're suggesting CBD is useful for glaucoma? I can't remember. I've got so much cannabis knowledge rattling around my head from the last 5 years that I sometimes struggle to access it and I have to re-Google it. And then it's like, God, I read that, I remember that, yeah, duh. But my brain's only got so much capacity at the moment. I'm probably not using enough cannabis. Well, cannabis makes your brain grow. You grow new neurons, expands your mind. Oh, now the stretches. It's there. I need to stretch that muscle there. How do you stretch the muscles there? Indian head dance? That sort of works? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go and get in the shower and I'll report back to you what my ocular pressure is like, because obviously I've been going to this optician's for years. Before I was on CBD, while I've been on minimal amounts of CBD and while I've been on large amounts of CBD. So hopefully we'll be able to see if it has increased my ocular pressure or lowered it or anything else. I don't know whether to take a bit of CBD now. I'll stick with the CBG before I go. Um, and yeah, just find out what they say, because this research kind of has already been done, but like it's so hard to access. There's a lot of papers in America you've got to pay to access, and then there's the fact that the UK, nice and all that, won't accept any type of evidence from outside the country anyway, which makes it even harder. So it's like, I don't know. Oh, I've got. It's like a tension headache, but it's like the rest of the body's real relaxed, but the muscles in my head are doing what the muscles in my body used to do, which is spasm. I've got a little bit of a knot still there, and if I rub on that, I can sometimes get it to drop out. But I'll do that in the shower, because I don't think you need to see my silly. That was me pulling that down, which pulls all that down. And you see, this is another thing. I've had no help off the NHS as to whether or not I'm doing any of this right. And apparently they do have posture coaches. And the doctors said have known what I'm doing. And I even went to my GP and I said, am I safe doing all this with my neck and what I'm trying to do? Yeah. Fine. Whether she cares, whether she knows, I don't know. But the NHS are just about, well, no, doctors' surgery is about just saving money. They don't like referring, because then the partners get less money out of the pot, don't they? Anyway, right, I am going to go and put some loud music on, because that Gorilla Glue did not wake me up. Oh my word, I'm just so tired. Oh God. And the Moby, it can sometimes, it was still giving me a little bit of anxiety. So I put most of it in oil, and I don't know if I've got any of it left. So I think it's just going to have to be a shower and natural endorphins. Natural endocannabinoids. Sorry, not endorphins. We need to stop talking about endorphins, because endorphins do not pass the blood-brain barrier. Only cannabinoids do. So all those times that you think you're releasing endorphins, running or having sex and doing stuff like that, it's cannabis. You're releasing your own endocannabinoids. Dopamine, yes, is a good hit, but it's called biohacking. Learn about biohacking. Learn how to release your own drug cabinet properly, and you'll get a lot better. But right, yeah, and I'm starting to get tense now because time's marching, and this is what happens. It's my anxiety, because I know how long I can take getting a shower, and it's like it's getting on for 11. I've got an appointment 5 minutes down the road at 12:15. I shouldn't be panicking, rushing, or anything, should I? Right? So I've got loads of time, but I also have to take my time over everything. I have to stop, meditate. So it's like when I get a shower, that's it. But then my body knows that I'm going to be getting dressed. When my body knows I'm going to be getting dressed, my brain then becomes aware of the fact that we'll be leaving the house. Anxiety, pain start to spasm. So I have to stop and meditate myself back into the... You've left the house 1,001 times now without pain. You've managed to do it successfully. You've managed to get dressed successfully without pain. You've managed to go to do this without pain. I stood talking to somebody with a dry mouth, thirsty. Now, at one point, I was drinking 25 pints of water a day because I was convinced that the muscle spasms were being caused by dehydration, by me not drinking enough. And if I got a dry mouth, it was actually anxiety. So it's a scary thing, anxiety. It can do all sorts to you. And plus, I think I was also... I started going on about the fascia then, didn't I? I think my fascial tissue was very, very dry from being immobile. And I was drinking 25 pints of water a day, 3 bottles of electrolytes. Now, your kidneys can handle 1 litre of water an hour. No more. Just to be aware. And the electrolytes were putting back in the stuff that the water was flushing out, but literally it was like this layer of tissue that's all around your body, and it had gone dry. I don't need to drink as much, but yeah, I stood in a queue. I was either in a queue or I was talking to somebody, and a really bad dry mouth like I've got now. My water's on the floor, but normally it'd be like starting to spasm because I'd be thinking I'm dehydrated. I'm going to get muscle spasms. And that was me giving myself muscle spasms, thinking that my muscles are dehydrated just because I had a dry mouth. And that is scary. That is the power of the mind. It really is. And as you can understand, that's why I have to be very careful now to keep my anxiety levels down, and keep my stress levels down, and I'm trying to calm my what's it called? Your central nervous system. I've been in a state of fight or flight for about 30 years now, and stuff that's happened in my life hasn't helped. Stuff that I've done to myself in my life hasn't helped. So it's a case of trying to do a full body reset. And yeah, I do have to take my time over everything. And I'm going to wee stretch now. I'm going to go jump in the shower, take all the bloody time it takes to get to the opticians, because it will take me an hour to get a shower and get dressed and then mentally prepare myself to leave the house after meditating. And then I'll come home and work out what on earth else I'm doing, because I've had a couple of days where I've been so tired and I've actually lost a couple of days. I don't know. It's that London trip. And I'm still getting Airbnb saying that even though it's false advertising, there's nothing they can do. I've now tagged Citizens Advice on Twitter as well, because it said it had an EV charger on the property. It didn't have an EV charger on the property. There was an EV charger near the property that he couldn't grant me access to. False advertising. Now, with false advertising, not only are you entitled to a full refund, but you're also entitled to any compensation and distress. Now, I would have been happy with just a full refund, but the longer they drag this out for, the more I'm wanting to put in for compensation for distress, because this is distressing me. It's, do you know? Anyway, right, I'm going to go shower, find out what's going on with my ocular pressure, what has been going on with my ocular pressure, and I will report back to you later if I have time, because I just can't remember what the bloody hell I'm doing today. I got my days mixed up. I thought I was supposed to be meeting somebody yesterday, and I wasn't meeting them yesterday, it was today. And now I'm not sure what time I'm to meet them because I don't know what I'm doing. And Mike should have got me up at 8 o'clock this morning when he got up. But, oh no, him being such a sweetie, he decided to leave me. And so I've had 10 hours sleep and now I can't wake up. And I've also lost the 2 hours of the day that I could have sat watching telly and chilling for a little bit before I actually got a shower. Oh, God. Ugh. Yeah. Right. Oh, there we go. So, can you see it on this camera? It's just inside to lights. Right. So, when I start to get stressed, my complex regional hand flares up. Now, this is another little bit of research I'm going to be starting to look into myself. I'm beginning to wonder if complex regional pain syndrome, yes, it is an autoimmune, and yes, it is very real, and there's blood tests, and I have got it. You have weird antibodies in your blood system that cause problems. But I am wondering if stress makes it worse and causes the issues. But of course, when you're in pain, you become stressed. And so a lot of people with complex regional find it spreads around the body. I don't know, I think that the brain's a very powerful thing. And see, I don't know how many drops. I've had about 2 or 3 drops of it. They're never the most pleasant tasting, and this is where I always end up having a CBD gummy. But yeah, I will probably end up having a CBD gummy if I can find one to hand in a minute. Blah. And I've got all over my tongue. You see all these women in the videos and doing it, ooh, la, 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 la. This is how I take it, and it's ooh, yummy. But yeah, no, it doesn't always taste that nice. It's medicine. Sorry, holistic hemp. It's a novel food that I use as a medicine. Just to clarify, because holistic hemp are a very good company, I've been using them. They were one of the first ones I got the paste off before CBD Brothers, or during CBD Brothers when I couldn't get theirs, or when CBD Brothers just got too expensive. I can't remember which it was. And the only problem with this stuff is it's much more expensive than CBD. Now I find that very strange because CBG you crop earlier to obtain it, but then the nugs will be small, so I suppose you'd get less from each crop, but each crop is shorter. I don't know. Anyways, right, shower time. I felt like saying hammer time then. God, I was such a child. Maybe that Gorilla Glue has woke me up a little bit. Right, let's go get a shower, sort my life out, sort my hair out, and find out about ocular pressure. And I'll report back to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.